They say if we'll only avoid any confrontation with the enemy, he'll forget his evil ways and learn to love it.
It's Spirit Girls here, and we're doing another episode of Talky Tuesday, and we're doing something very ironic. Being offended these days, over, Cards Against Humanity, of course. So, as you know, I am going back to school. I'm not gonna, differentiate, kind of, what kind of school, because I don't really like giving that information out. So we were in the meet and greet, right? So it was this girl. We were playing meet your peers kind of thing. And so there's this girl in this rainbow shirt, and I was like, "Oh, Pride?" And she's like, no. And she's like, "Do you really think I'm giving off that impression?" I'm like, "No." And it's like, okay. because I was like, "Oh, I might have found my people." And she's like, so I don't really get it. If you shouldn't just get offended. I could tell the difference between someone's trying to offend me and when people are just thinking. Rainbows. What do you think of rainbows? Gay pride. It was just this camp, not camp, meet and greet was right after Pride Month. So I'm like, okay, I'm thinking, alright, she's wearing it for Pride. No. So, these days, it's so easy to get people offended and do, very kind of, shock value or something like that, but it's not, you were like, "Oh my god, no," and it's kind of if you say something if you joke about so I joke about my mom leaving me a lot, and me being adopted, as you do. So, am I condoning that? No, I'm not condoning that. And I might, joke about, I'm so gay, blah, 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 and that kind of stuff. Do I condone, homophobia? No. I joke about race and that kind of stuff. Do I condone racism or prejudice? No, I don't. But I do like my dark jokes. It's kind of Jay from the Cub Scouts said this back when he was doing the South Park playthrough, and it's if you're, no matter what the joke is, you're gonna offend someone. So my brother taught me to laugh at what people would generally use against me. So a lot of things that I joke about is something that I have been told and I have been struggling with, and something that hits home to me. With my first Slime Rancher video, I had, what do my voice sound like, in the last kind of answer was a lesbian, and I was and I picked it myself, and I was because that's what I've been told a lot, because I have a very raspy voice, most of the time. See, it's kind of a rare occasion that my voice isn't raspy, and isn't all deep and weird, but Allie likes my voice a lot, and I'm it's raspy. Apparently 11 of you can put up with my voice. So getting offended over something is kind of saying I'm a bitch. It's because, especially when someone says something, I believe that words have as much power as you let them have. Because when I was younger, I always let myself be victimized by my bullies, and not saying that if you're a kid that gets bullied, it's your fault. It's just saying that I let that affect how I acted and how I accepted things and how I view things and all that kind of stuff. And I stopped being me, and I let it win, So when I started joking with my bullies, and I felt a sense of empowerment, basically telling them that whatever you say, it doesn't matter, because I'm joking about it myself. So, because bullies face the facts, they won't bully you over something that you don't have any problem with, or something that you are completely comfortable with. Because what's the point? If you don't have a reaction to it, or at least a negative one, or something that fuels it, or it gives them a reaction that they do want, and clearly if they're bullying you, they want a bad reaction out of you. This is a controversial view. I'm a very kind of lick my wounds in private kind of person. Ever since I was younger, I would lick my wounds in private. So, but when I was real young, I was a real crybaby. Everything made me cry. Because I grew up kind of sickly. I wasn't in my best of health, still isn't, where I can't really go get up and do intensive exercise. I can't walk for that long, or stand up for that long, or do anything for that long. It's kind of a very hard thing doing YouTube sometimes, because I have to sit at my desk for 8 hours to record and shit and edit. So, and I do that in the span of 2 days, 2 to 3 days. So it's kind of hard at times. That's why you could hear me all throughout my videos shifting in my chair and that kind of stuff. Sometimes I cut videos short, or sometimes I really sometimes I upload late, to yesterday I uploaded at 6, but I'm moving my upload time 3, so technically I was 3 hours late, but okay, because 12 is kind of inconvenient now how I'm doing it, because I want it to be very because people are going back to school, and I'm aware, even though most of you lied about your age, that you guys are probably going back to school too, and having a video to come home to, well, if you're in the same time zone, and depending on when your school gets out, I am Central Time. I used to upload every day except Sunday at 12 o'clock. Now it's going to be 3 o'clock, 3:30, actually, 3:30 Central Time in the US. So always look for a video, and if it isn't, it's probably coming out an hour or 3 later, depending on, because what I do sometimes, I get kind of sidetracked, and I get sidetracked, and it gets lost and stuff. Especially I recorded all my videos Saturday, and I lost my voice, not my voice, my microphone wasn't recording because I was messing around with the sound, trying to get to be able to record Skype or Discord. So I did something that made it not record my mic. So I recorded a whole video essentially talking to myself. Excuse me. So that was fun. And I had to make, so Slime Rancher didn't crash. It was the Sims 3 and Sims 4 that did. So I had to do those, like, those over anyway, but losing the Slime Rancher thing, because it was a really good episode, kind of like, it's like, no. So back to being offended and getting offended. I consider myself not an easy person to offend. Not gonna talk about that today. But I am very okay with suicide, depression, joking about like self-harm and that kind of stuff. Rape, not very much of a trigger. It's kind of like, it depends on what the situation is. You don't just like come out with a rape joke. No, that's not how it works. If you're like close to me, or like doing like we're like playing Cards Against Humanity and you do a rape joke, no, and it doesn't really trigger me or make me want to scream to Tumblr to save me. Homophobia, that kind of stuff. Don't really mind like any of the like derogatory terms towards women or black people, or I am a colored person. I am mixed. I am like hopelessly mixed. Like most games don't even have my skin tone. I'm so mixed. I'm half Native American, half black. Didn't get the Native American genes as strong as my mother did. But I still got him, so I got the black hair but with the copper skin and the black body type. Kind of like very like not petite. I'm very kind of fat. Let's just leave it at that. I do have body issues. I'm fine with body issues. That's I don't mind when like fat, chubby, that kind of stuff. I don't care, because it's kind of like stuff that I already say to myself. But it's a difference in between like joking and saying it in a derogatory fashion. Like, if I'm joking around with one of my friends and she's like, "You bitch," it's not, I'm not gonna flip out. But if a random ass person just was like, "You bitch," I would flip the fuck out. Even though at the end of the at the end of every video I call myself a bitch. It's a difference in between, like, okay, if you came up to me and I knew that you watched my videos and you're like, "Oh, you're that bitch," and I'm like, yeah, I'll be like, "Yeah, you watched my videos, that would be so cool." But it's a difference between, because me and you guys, let's just pretend like you are multiple people, and not just my microphone. You guys, we have a relationship. I like to think. You guys know a lot about me. By a lot, I mean like you listen to me talk for like 30 minutes, and if you've been here since the beginning, I have like 232 minutes of watch time on my channel. So of me rambling about life, I think you know a lot about me, probably more than most of my friends. So it's kind of like, okay, I wouldn't be as offended if it was like one of you guys, but because we're the Rose Cult. So, but a random like stranger that had no idea of my YouTube channel or my outro or what I do, or it would have said that, I would probably flip. Same with the N word. I'm not gonna say it. Clearly, YouTube doesn't like that. It doesn't roll like that. I'm pretty sure, because one of my friends was looking me up on Firefox, like on YouTube, and I was the last one, like my exact name, and I was the last one to, like, on the bottom. I was on the bottom, and this kind of bothered me because my exact name and I'm on the bottom. It's like PewDiePie and all those people that's on the top, and then they have me on the bottom when you search up my exact name. I wonder. Okay, I'm gonna do experiment after I record this and see if my channel comes up, like, at all, like if you're not logged in or anything, because I'm wondering, because I have said some things. I do have that video, the homosexual agenda, like, and I'm gonna call this offended, probably, like that, something like that. So I'll be totally surprised if my, like, videos come up to random strangers. I hope it still does, but check that out for me. If it does, hit me up. So we're gonna do like a 20-minute part for Talky Tuesdays now, I think. Mainly because I'm trying to, like, get into, like, being efficient, and especially like episodes like this, I'm not really, like, talking about much because I don't really have a story today. Rainbow Short Girl was actually, like, the only thing I had to talk about. Like, I've been wanting to make a video about Rainbow Short Girl. I was so salty, and my mom was like, you shouldn't act like, you should act like you don't even know what pride is. And I'm like, Mom, if she acted like that for just me merely mentioning pride, we would never be friends, because, you know. Okay, so I don't know who I was playing. Oh, I was playing with Allison and everyone here. So that's cool. And it's just getting offended. So getting offended, I can understand you getting offended, yeah. But if I have a blatant, like the title that I put up, it was like the homosexual agenda. If you were offended about homos and the agenda, don't click on it. I'm not forcing you to watch this. And frankly, you would have to dig pretty damn hard to find my channel. And I wouldn't come up in your recommended feed unless you're watching something like that. So especially in this, like, very digital world, it's not like someone talking to you and you getting offended in real life. It's not the same thing, because it is the same thing, but it's kind of like more, you could turn me off. You don't have to listen to what I say. You don't have to listen to what I think or how I feel. You could just turn me off. You don't really need to. So if it's kind of like, if you stumble across something that you find offensive, like if I stumbled across an extremist KKK video, I get it if YouTube takes it down and blacklists that channel. But if I come across something that would only trigger me, people who commit suicide, it's all their fault. It's unforgivable. It's not. You don't have any sympathy for them and that kind of stuff, and depression, that kind of stuff. Depression is real and that kind of stuff. That could get me a little bit on the trigger side, but not offended. It would just be like, this person is so ignorant, if it wasn't a joke. But I could turn it off. You can't, because It's the internet. Do we have to ban every ignoramus off the internet? We wouldn't have any people here. But anyway, this is Vera Girls. Like, comment, subscribe. Tell your friends that this bitch is awesome, amazing, and has a whole lot to talk about. And if I go on for 2 more minutes, probably it's going to stop talking. But this is Vera.